Okay, so now we've got a raw key lime pie. It tastes really, really divine. And you know, the thing I like about this pie is that it's not too sweet. I think you got the combination of the sweet and the nuts and everything and the creaminess really, really nice. And especially it's got like a tart kind of taste to it. I think it's really beautiful. So how do we make this key lime pie?
Okay, so we'll need a blender again to make this raw cake.
Yeah.
And we start with the base, which is 1.5 cups of macadamia nuts.
Okay.
So second of all, we put in 3/4 of a cup of desiccated coconut.
Right.
And then 4 medjool dates. Make sure you remove the pips from those dates. And then 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. So we put all of that into the food processor and whiz it up, and then that becomes your base for the cake. So you take it out of the food processor, it'll be like a crumbly mixture. You put that into a round cake tin that's been lined with some baking paper, and you press in the base. Also, it's very important it's a spring-form cake tin.
Okay, so what's a spring-form cake tin?
Okay, so it's a cake tin that's in 2 pieces. It's basically, you've got the round bottom of the cake tin and the sides. The sides have got a hinge on, so you can actually open it up. Once the cake's set, you can unlock that and it will release the cake. So you press the base into the cake tin, and then once it's all pressed in, you take it and put it into the freezer, and you leave it in the freezer to set while you're making the next part of the cake, which is the filling.
Okay, so how do we do the filling?
So for the filling, we take 400 grams of avocado flesh,
Yeah.
which is 3 large avocados or 6 small avocados.
Okay, so depending on how big the avocados are, basically we just weigh out the flesh and put about 400 grams.
That's
right?
correct, yes.
Okay.
So next we take 1/3 of a cup of coconut oil,
Yep.
1/3 of a cup of coconut nectar, 1/3 of a cup of coconut cream, and then 1/2 a cup of lime juice.
Okay.
You take all of those ingredients
Yep.
and you pop them into the blender and you whiz it up until it's a smooth consistency.
Okay, and then what do we do?
So then we take out the base from the freezer and we get the filling and we pour that on top of the base. And then once we've poured it all in, we take the macadamia nuts and some coconut flakes and some lime zest, and we drop it into the top of the cake as decoration.
Okay. Good.
And then we take the cake once we've done the toppings and we pop it back into the freezer to set.
And how long does it sit for?
We set it for approximately 2 hours.
Okay, and then once it's done, do we need to take it out and let it sit for a while before we can cut it? Or
Yep. So
how
we
long
take
do-
it. So after 2 hours, you take the cake out of the freezer and you remove the springform cake tin. So you remove the outside part of the cake tin.
Right.
Once you've removed the springform cake tin, you leave it out for about half an hour before serving, just to soften it enough to be able to cut it.
Great. And you said this is one of your favorites, is that right?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Well, why do you like this one?
I think it's just the citrus flavour.
Yeah.
We're big fans of the citrus flavour.
Yeah.
So the nice fresh lime. It's a great summer dessert.
Yeah, it is. It's
Yeah.
also a favourite at Christmas time for us as well.
Okay.
Just because it's green, I guess. And it's also really cool because you're hiding so much avocado in there, and it doesn't taste like avocado. So even if your kids don't, refuse to eat avocado, they would never know that there's avocado in there.
That's a really good point, because
Yeah.
avocado's loaded with healthy fats,
Yeah.
and it even has a healthy sugar in it that keeps your body from producing too much insulin, which is really good because that means that you're not going to develop insulin resistance and you're going to get blood sugar fluctuations. So there's a lot of really good, it's also some really good protein. So it's actually a really balanced meal.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. I might have a plate right now. I've been sitting here staring at it while you're talking, so I'll have to give it a try. So what I really love about these cakes is the contrast, between the nut and seed base and that smooth and creamy, fruity taste. It's really spectacular.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, so we'll come back in a little while for some more recipes, but in the meantime, definitely try this one. It's really beautiful. I'll speak to you soon.